Now, this great venue has hosted some memorable playoff games over the years, and these Bear fans are hoping to make some new memories today at Soldier Field in Chicago. Tonight, it's the NFC's turn to take center stage as we've got a wild card matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Ready up! And here we go. Watch the pass. It's free.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And right away, he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. A gain of 3, second down.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Second and 7 at the 25-yard line.
15 line. 15 line. Watch one. Come on.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Here's Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game, how about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. His throw incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Here we go, here we go. 60-or. Fair.
A first down carry by Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Point after here coming up. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown. So decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Set, punch. 15 on it. Strip that ball.
On second down, it's Drake. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
54, check, watch 54.
Now back to throw. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down in the process. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running from the shotgun with Drake. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
2nd and 9 now. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start the drive with Elliott. 3 yards on the pickup there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Wide, get wide.
Greystone, Travis. Bravo. Lee Griffin.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
First down, Cowboys.
Okay, ready?
Here we go. Oh, one's the mic. Watch one. Watch one. Let him know.
6-6. Pull it high.
Say. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. He's crazy.
On first down, Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Touchdown.
Ezekiel Elliott saving his best for the playoffs with his third touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
He's checking. Crash. Any weapon.
Second and 13. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw here. Going down the middle, and it's complete. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
On play action, they'll throw. Going for the deep ball. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off Byron Jones.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
At the 9-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, Sam off. 2.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Ready?
From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports.
Here we go. Set. 60 outlaw. Hey, Alpha.
Watch one. Watch the blood. Watch the blood.
Snap.
They'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Eddie Jackson with a tackle. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And got his man complete. There he goes, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, 73 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
The extra point up and good. And a route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
On 2nd down, it's Drake, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Set. This is Pittsburgh. 54 Mike. Check. Check. Check.
Oh, it's a jet sweep. Here comes Miller.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. This is taken at the 18. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's been a long day for you. Watch the ship.
No!
Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Here we go. Oh, here we go.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. Muscles by at the 25. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
They'll run on first down. It's Elliott, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
General West.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check 24. Check 24.
Hey!
Watch the slant.
Motion, motion. Hit it.
On second down, Elliott. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Let's get that ball.
Hey, watch the edge. Watch the edge.
Watch the safety creep. Big grip. Big grip.
On third down, Akers. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's first and goal.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
80 weapon.
Watch one. Army, Army. Army, Army. Check the backer. Check the backer.
Now Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. Little saucer. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Smith coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the fourth quarter, but second quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
Going deep this time for Miller. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Take it at the 37. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. One of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
I'm coming after you.
On 1st down, Akers. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On the RPO, Prescott's going to keep it himself. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put him on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. So we got to step it up.
On 2nd down now, Akers. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. It's a big play for the Cowboys on 3rd. 53 yards. The 3 red zone trips, 3 touchdowns so far. They'll look for a 4th on 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Akers. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 3-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to pour it on.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those. Yeah,
I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And he hits Drake. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 50-yard line.
Combo. I'm trying to collect.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off Byron Jones.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his 2nd interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. And he takes this all the way down to the Bears' 14-yard line. So they dig a little deeper in the playbook there, get the wide receiver the ball, running it, and it proves fruitful.
Love the call. When you've got a guy who has running back skills, you want him to touch the ball as well, not just out wide where you throw it to him. Make sure you hand it to him or toss it to him and let him go to work.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Go, get out there.
Me, I got
Here we go, 46.
some nice number 1.
Here we go, 26.
Prescott. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack there by Roquan Smith.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. And an alley to run. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long.
After another impressive run, the question has to be asked, how do you slow these guys down running the football? I think they're going to try and get more people to the point of attack, try and get more people to the line of scrimmage, almost use a variety of run blitzes in order to try and get it done.
He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Kill.
26.
On 3rd down, Akers. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Easy work. Come again.
And his kick here is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now at Soldier Field. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35.
At their own 32-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Take four.
A first down throw for Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Show it up. Show it up. 46. Here we go, 46. Here we go. 47. Watch one. 26.
Now Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
26.
Third and long for Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the fourth quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production, but how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down. That's just his second catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Let's go. 18 Gator. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Here we go.
He'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. The Bears on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll set up a throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct.
It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Back. Hey, kill. One's the rotate.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Watch one.
They'll keep it on the ground. Akers. He's got the first down inside the 10. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Oh, you hate that for him. He gets so close on the big run, but has him in excellent position.
And I know there's plenty of competitive spirit on the defensive side of the ball, but part of me wonders if they would have just preferred him to go ahead and take it into the end zone rather than dealing with him again on a likely carry on this down.
Switch it.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Get that quarterback, D-line.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
It's a pickup of 3.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They stay on the ground with Drake. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards and a Chicago 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
We own it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This is Miller, complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
He can run for it, and he will. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down.
Let's go now. Mark, take your arm. Check the 6. Pull it. How?
He don't know no better.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got the hook up to Miller. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Run up and up, it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you